Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to the lecture. So, in this lecture, we'll see how we can hide our formula, right? So, previous lecture, we understood how we can protect our Excel sheet. Now, if you see, if I come to the total part, you can see a lot of formulas, right? So, if I send this sheet to someone, he may not be able to put any values here, but he can see what formula I used here. You can see he comes to understanding that I used a subtotal formula here. Everywhere I used a subtotal formula. Similarly, if I go to some other design sheets, so if I click here, no, if I click here, he'll come to know. Okay, already I have done unprotect. Okay, let me. Okay, no issues. I'll teach you here itself because they already have done the protection. Okay, so you can see a lot of formulas here, right? So how do you hide it? It's very simple. First, what we'll do, we'll select this part and I'll do the right click. I'll go to format cell. So in the format cell, you get an option called as protection. Go to the protection part. So here there is two things, locked and hidden. So click on the hidden. Okay, and I'll say okay to this. So once you do that, once you click on hidden, it will be only locked. See, again I'll select it. I'll right click. I'll go to format cells. So when you do that, in your Excel sheet, only lock will be there. This hidden won't be activated. So you have to click on hidden also. So the moment you do hidden, it means your formula is also hidden. Locking cells or hiding formulas has no effect until you protect the worksheet. So what it is trying to tell, now if I say hidden and if I say okay, so again if I click here, you see the formula is being shown, right? The formula is being shown. So that is what it was mentioned in the note. Even though you hide this formula, unless you hide the Excel sheet, this formula won't be hidden. So now once this formulas I have hidden, I'll go to protect sheet. I'll click on protect sheet. I'll put a password 123 and I'll say okay. I'll say 123 and I'll say okay. So now you see the difference. Now if I send this Excel sheet to someone, he cannot make any changes here. If he cannot make any changes here, only in this part he can make a changes that we already given access here. Here also he cannot make any change. But if you come to the total part, if I click on the total, can you see any formula in the formula part? No. Previously it was showing subtotal, but now if I click here, it's not showing any formula here. So in this way you can hide your formula so that the other person will not come to understanding like what formula you are used it here. Now I'll go to some other topic. Now I'll go to this topic. I'll take this one as an example because here we have a lot of formula. So first I'll unprotect the sheet because already I put the protection here. I'll put 123. Okay. Then again, yeah. Then again, let me select this everything. Okay. And now I'll right click it. I'll go to format cell. Here I have done hidden. Okay. I'll take it out and I'll say okay now. Yeah. Now I'll start with this. So now try to understand in this Excel sheet, I'll put lot of formula. If you come here, if you click on this NUP, see a lot of formula has been applied. You can see, right? Again, if I come here, if I come somewhere here, not there, yeah, here, not here, somewhere here, if you see a lot of formula has been applied. Now my requirement is I want this Excel sheet to be protected. That means when I send this to my friend, he should not be in a position to make any changes here. That's the first requirement. Second, he also should not come to know from where these formulas have been applied. Like here I've applied this formula. A lot of formula has been applied here. Here I've applied a lot of formula. Here also I've applied. Here also I've applied. Here also. See, here a big formula has been applied. So I don't want him to understand from where this formula is interlinked. So this is my requirement. So first what I'll do, first let me select this entire thing. I selected my entire Excel sheet. I'll right click on my mouse. I'll go to format cell. I'll go to protection. I'll click on this hidden. Okay. And I'll say okay. So lock and also hidden. I'll say okay. Finish. That's my first requirement. Now I'll go to protect sheet. I'll put a password of 123 and I'll say okay. Okay. And I'll say 123 okay. Finish. Got it? Now let us say you send this file to your friend. So if he tries to make any changes here, if you double click here, so it's telling that the cell or chart you're trying to change is on protected sheet. So you have to input a password. If I shared a password to him, well and good. But if you're not shared, he cannot do anything. Other than that, if you click here no, on this NUP, so the moment I click on this NUP, this value, it is asking me you cannot make a changes. Neither it is showing me any formula here. Previously, it was showing me a formula. Suppose if I click here, see the moment I keep my mouse on this particular cell, I cannot make any change. Okay with that, but again, I cannot see any formula here. So in this way, you can hide your formula also. Got it, right? Fine. So we understood how to hide the formula. Now we'll go to the another interesting part. Now, for example, let us say, yeah. Now, for example, let us say this particular marks of English, let me delete it. Okay. Only this marks, what I'll do is I'll delete it. I'll delete it. And also I'll give a different color to this. Let me give a blue color. Yeah. Now I'll not write a marks here. I'll do the interlinking of this. So I'll go to this, I'll say equal to sign. I'll go to this advanced filter. Here there is a marks what I've written 56. I'll click on that. I'll say enter. Now what has happened, this 56, it will directly take from this particular sheet. If I make this as to let us say 45, so directly here also 45 is reflected. This much you understood. Now let us say you're sharing this Excel sheet to someone. You lock it. Now I'll share this entire Excel sheet to my friend. Okay. So what I'll do, first what I'll do is I'll go to data. Yeah, I'll go to review. I'll say unprotect. Okay, and anyhow, first I'll unprotect it, then I'll protect it. Okay, fine. And now I'll protect this Excel sheet. I'll save the password 123 and I'll say okay. Simple. Again, I'll say 123. Okay. Now you send this to your friend. Okay. The moment you try to make any changes here, it will ask you for the formula, right? Fine. This is not a problem. So while sending, you have put only a protection to this protection sheet. But if I come to the advanced filter, this option here, this entire sheet is not protected. So this 45 marks what you had input. Now let us say your friend, instead of 45, he made this 22, 20 here. The moment you made 20, the same has been activated here. See, we don't have a password for this particular sheet. But what happened is, since you had not logged the other sheets, you made a change here, the same has been reflected here. That means even though you had done the protection of this sheet, but you did not protect this particular sheet, by default what has happened is a change in the value. So that is the reason whenever you try to send the file to any of your friend, you always have to say something called as protect workbook. So protect workbook means this entire Excel sheet, each of this Excel sheet, what you can see, each of the sheet, it will be protected. So I'll go to protect workbook. Now I'll put password 123. I'll say okay now. Finish. Now if I come to this advanced filter, if I right click, okay, let me put that protect workbook 123 the password. Say okay. 123 the password. Okay. Yeah. Now if I right click, you see none of the option like insert, delete, rename, none of the option here is activated. Again, if I, yeah, none of the option is activated here. Got it? So in this way, you can make use of this option called as protect workbook. Got it? So that no one can change your particular Excel sheet and neither they can delete this. For example, this advanced filter you had, if somebody wants to delete this, no, he cannot delete it because already you have done the, what is that? You have put a password to this, right? He cannot delete it. Now, if you have to click on protect sheet, yeah, you have to unprotect the sheet. You have to unprotect the workbook. Got it, right? So always whenever you are sending the Excel sheet to someone, first you protect the Excel sheet, then again you protect the workbook. Both things you have to do. Okay. Tomorrow in a hurry, he may delete this particular thing. Now I have done the protection, so you cannot delete it. So I'll go to unprotect this. I'll say 123 is a formula. I'll say okay. And now if I right click, no, you can see I can directly come and delete this. So the moment I delete this, if this particular sheet is linked to the protection, all the values will get deleted from here. Got it, right? So that is why try to make sure that whenever you are sending the file, that you do a protect sheet and also the protect workbook. Got it? Yeah. So in this way, we have understood most of the commands, like how to protect the sheet and all those things. Try to make use of this. And also, yeah, other than that, you can even okay, these things I'll teach you later, not required now, like how to rename the sheets and all. You can rename the sheet also. Okay, if you want, let us say this protection I have written, I'll right click on this option called as rename. So if you want, I'll write protection 01. Okay, so you can see the name will change. Similarly, I'll right click this. I want to change the color of this. I'll say I'll go to the tab color. I'll give a red color. So you can see a red color has come. Suppose here, right click, go to the tab color, give yellow color. So you can see a yellow color has come. So in this way, you can make use of these options and you can change the color also. Other than that, you can delete this file. If you click on delete, it will be deleted. If you want to rename, you can rename. Now there is something called as move or copy. For example, let us consider this particular thing, that is a protection sheet. I want to copy the same thing. So rather than selecting, copying, and then creating a new sheet and then going and pasting it, instead of doing that, what you do, I'll delete this, delete option. What you do, you just come here, protection, okay, right click here, there's option called as move or copy. Click on move or copy. And now I want the same copy to happen. I'll click on create copy. This option create copy. So this is protection one, no? So search for protection Excel sheet. So the protection one Excel sheet is here. Click on that and say okay. Yeah, new name. Okay, no problem. There's some problem with that. Yeah. So you can see the same copy has come here. Protection. This is 01. This is the original one. Protection 01 was original. Since I've done a copy, it has given me protection 01 second file. Getting my point, right? So in this way, if I don't want, I'll delete it. Not required. Yeah. So in this way, you can make use of these options and you can try to change the name, or you can try to change the color of your sheets and all. That can be done. Okay. So just right click and try to check all these things, rename, delete, insert. Then you can, even if you want to unprotect, you can unprotect. We have put a formula like 1 2 3 is a formula, say okay. So it will be unprotected. So try to practice all these things. These were the things which I wanted to explain, so that you get an understanding how you can hide the formulas, how you can protect your Excel sheet, how you can give specific access and all. Okay. So yeah, along with that, there is one more thing. Let me add that also. Let me go to this option, advanced filter. Yeah. So I think, yeah, let me start with this. I'll take these three names now. For example, yeah, I'll take these three names, Control C. I'll paste it here, Control V, Control C, Control V. Okay. Now let us say, listen to my requirement. My requirement is that, what is their marks? Okay. I'll freeze this. I'll select this. I'll go to view and I'll say freeze pens. Okay, fine. Now listen to my requirement. My requirement is these three students, David, Divya, and Fayaz. The science marks, I don't know. I don't know their science marks. Okay. I don't know their science marks, but they know their science marks. So what I'll do, I'll share this Excel sheet and I'll tell them you have to input your marks here. Okay. Okay. Let me take few other students, because with three students, I cannot differentiate that. I'll take few more students. Let me go with a different Excel sheet if possible. Yeah, it is here. Okay, I'll taken three students now. Okay, let us say I've taken three students. If you want, I'll take another two students also. Let me take these three students again. Control C. I'll paste them here. Okay, fine. So let us say I have this six students. I don't know their English marks, but those students know the English marks. Okay, they might, somebody English teacher might have told them their marks. So I want those people to come and do a input here. So I'll be sending this Excel sheet. Now these are students, right? Now instead of now Adil will put his marks 24. So Adil may also put Abdul's marks here. So again, it will be difficult for me every time, whether they have put their own marks or they have put somebody else's marks. So in that case, we can do the setting even for that. So that means I can give only access to Adil to put the marks only in this cell. He cannot put his marks in other cell. Abdur can put marks only in this cell. He cannot put the marks in other cell. So we can do something like that. So how we are supposed to do? So I'll go to this option. I'll go to this review. This option called as allow edit ranges. You can see option called as allow edit ranges. Click on that. Now here you say new. You give a name. So who is the first student? Adil. Aadil. So Adil is a name. Next is refers to a cell. So refers to a cell. I'll say this cell is belonging to him. Range of password. I'll say Adil, your password is, let us say, A. I'll give a password A here and I'll say okay. Again, I'll say A, capital A I'm giving. I'll say okay. Okay. So Adil name has come. Now again, I'll give new. So who is the second student? Second student is Abdur. 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 Okay. So again, what is the cell? So this is the cell for Abdur. Select on that. Now what is the range for Abdur? I'll say AB. Okay. I'll say A and B, capital. I'll say okay. Now again, I'll say AB. Okay. Finish. So two of them have come. Now again, I'll write new. So who is the third person? Abhishek. So I'll write Abhishek. Okay. So again, what is the cell for him? What is the cell for him? The cell is this one. Okay. Fine. Password, I'll say AB. Now I'll say ABC is a password for him. I'll say okay. Enough. ABC is a password. Okay. So again, I can add, but it's enough for me. I'll say apply. Okay. I'll say okay now. Okay. Now, when Adir comes and tries to enter here, double click. Okay. It's not happening. I think I should protect the sheet. Okay. So protect sheet. Password 123. Okay. Password 123. Fine. Wait. Yeah, I'll explain you this once again. Okay, there's a small confusion. So what I've done is I've deleted all these values. Okay, so again, let me go to the review option, allow edit ranges. Now let us delete this. I'll say new one. Okay, so the new one, first I'll say Adil. Okay, AADIL for Adil. So I'll say this reference. Now I'll say I'll go with all the 3 marks. Okay, I want Adil to input English, maths, and science marks. He has that marks with him, and say range of password, I'll give him 1, 2, 3. Okay, and I'll say okay. Now again 1, 2, 3, I'll say okay. For Adil is done. After that, new. Let me go with one more guy. So again Abdur, ABDUR, Abdur I'll go. Again I'll tell him that you have to select this much marks is for this much 3 cells what I selected. Only Abdur can do a input here. Okay, password, let us give him let us say 456, and I'll say okay. And here also I'll give 456 and I'll say okay. Okay, so in that way I can do it for other people also, but right now I'll go with only 2 people. That's enough. You can try with other parts, or you can go with other names as well. But okay, I'll go with one more, last one name. I'll go with this guy. The last is Abhishek, right? Abhishek. Okay, great. So again, I'll give him this particular cell. So Abhishek, this much. The range of password, I'll give him 789. I'll say okay. I'll say 789. I'll say okay. Yeah. Now once you're done, okay, you're selected. There's option called as apply. Click. Okay. Say apply. I mean, wait. Select. Okay. Select. Apply. And now you say okay to that. Okay. And then if I double click, it will not ask me for any password. For that, what you're supposed to do, you have to go to the protect sheet. See, protect sheet at any cost you're supposed to do. I'll give a password 123 here, and I'll say okay. Again, I'll say 123. I'll say okay. Now you see the magic. Now let us imagine you send this to all the 6 students. Okay, for time being, I'll consider only 3 students are there. I will not confuse that. Okay, fine. Okay, only 3 students are there. Okay, if you want, I'll put it in a different color. These 3 students, I've sent them this Excel sheet. I told them, see, whatever marks you people know, you have to input it here. So first Adil will come. He'll try to input here. So the moment he tries to enter, it's asking him password. So you might have shared one password to Adil that your password is 123. So Adil will enter 123. Okay, the moment he enters 123, now Adil will input his marks. Let us say he got 25. Okay, he got let us say 26 here, and he got, let us say, 22 here. Finish. Adil has done an input. Now Adil cannot come and put Abdur's marks. The moment he comes and inputs here, it will ask him for the password. But Adil doesn't know what the password Abdur has, right? Because I have not sent him password. I have sent Adil only his password. So he doesn't know Abdur's password. Now if Abdur comes and tries to input here, Abdur has got a password of 456. I'll input 456. I'll say okay. Now he will put his marks 22. Let us say 23. Let us say 20. Finish. Now again, Abdur cannot come and put Abhishek Kumar's marks, because the moment I try to click here, it is asking for the password, and he doesn't know Abhishek's password. So Abhishek, we have given Abhishek his password. So the password for Abhishek is 789. I'll say okay. Now we can do an input. Let us say 21 he has done, 23 he has done, and 25 he has done. Got it, right? So in this way, when you have certain data with you, where you want only those students to come and put, you don't want somebody else to come and put it here. So in that way, you can make use of this option called as which one? Where is that? Yeah, review. You can, that is allow edit ranges. Okay, So in this way, try to make use of this command and try to apply this command on your worksheet so that you get an idea. So these things usually happens when you're working in some organization and you have certain people where they have to come and input their marks or maybe something what they want to input. But again, you don't want those people to mess up your Excel sheet, right? Usually that happens because you have sent this Excel sheet to some student. For example, yeah, here itself, if there are so many students and you have told them all of you have to input your English marks, so somebody can come and put here all the marks, right? Rather than that, you can give them certain password, and through that they can do all these things. Got it? Yeah. So I hope you have enjoyed the lecture up to here. We'll see you back in the next lecture. Thank you.